brother?
Nah, it's not raining. What's going?
Oh, no, because it's just been raining crazy here. That's why I was asking.
It's quite a ways away there,
nah.
Quake. You know.
Well, you know,
LA
they've been saying that it's been raining a lot in LA. Like, is this the most it's rained in LA in quite some time? So that's why I'm just asking if it's raining out there.
Yeah. Nah, it's not raining now.
Okay.
But y'all, you messed up because you brought Jameson instead of Johnny Walker.
My bad, bro. My bad, man.
Well, with that being said, I got y'all on the moon with me,
Giving the people what they want.
and make sure y'all send some prayers for Dr. Fem Dizzle because he got the runs. But we are the Africanists. This is Travel Talk. Welcome to another week here with us.
Yeah.
Big shout out to everybody that tuned into the Guns and Scams Talk. We greatly appreciate that.
Yeah.
But we have a guest in studio with us today.
Yeah, we do.
After some long-awaited time, some contracts being signed, some flights have to be purchased.
I'm glad that you said that.
Alcohol had to be purchased.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, figuring out with her to get her on the show, it kind of felt like when you're trying to holler at a Habesha woman. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, will she respond? Won't she respond? She responds in 1 second, and then maybe you hit her again, and she might respond in 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? It was like one of those back and forth seesaw dances. King Mitty, I know you know what I'm talking about, bruh.
He left you hanging.
It's hard out here for a pimp, man.
Straight up, bruh. Straight up, man. And a podcaster, too, man.
So, I would love to do the introduction, but I won't do it. I'll allow her to introduce herself. So
no, you can do it.
No, I won't take that.
I don't have anything to say. Okay,
Please tell the people of the podcast world your name.
At least he wants you to pronounce your own last name.
And where you hail from.
I'm Martha Afwork. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. My parents were born and raised in Ethiopia, and I was born and raised here by them. So, yeah.
Martha Afwork, correct?
Yes.
Welcome to the African. Welcome to Travel Talk.
Welcome.
We greatly appreciate you for honoring the invite and coming out.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, she's dope. She's dope, man. I was just teasing. She dope, man. She showed love.
So we have a lot to discuss today.
Oh,
Yeah.
uh-oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I am very curious
This guy
as
knows his
to
music, though. Being a
how
DJ, I'm warning you.
you were essentially jazz trained, because when I hear you sing, I can hear resemblance of jazz upbringing. So I'm wondering who in your family, or who you went to, or what YouTube video
I told you. He knows his stuff.
taught you.
I just heard something jamming. I was like, oh. You know.
Taught you, I guess, that style of singing.
I don't know. I didn't even really get into jazz until I got a little bit older. So I really loved Amy Winehouse, and I started to get into her a lot in college, and I think like listening to her, and like then I got into like before that I was into neo soul, so it was like a nice blend of those sounds. So I really liked Amy, I really liked D'Angelo. Then I got into like the older, like Dinah Washington and Sarah Vaughan and like people like that, and just listening to like the greats honestly kind of helped to figure out like where I wanted to go like stylistically, because like a lot of people can sing well, right? But it's like about like developing your own like style of singing. So
yeah. I feel like so you're right. It is jazz. He knows his music.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I think about jazz per se, it's a more like classic sound, and I definitely did hear that in your music. But like lyrically, content-wise, and the vibe, it's a lot more modern and fun, and like I mean, you said some stuff that had me like, oh, for real, damn, you know what I'm saying, being a guy and all that. So yeah, that's.
So, do you have any like musical inspiration from family at all in the lineage?
I'm the only musician like in my. I mean, I have cousins that sing, but like it's like few and far between. There's like a couple cousins that I have that sing. Like one of them really, her name is Elizabeth Aklilu. She really influenced me. She like we're the same age, but she started a lot younger than me. Like I've always been singing, but she started taking it seriously a lot earlier than I did. So she like influenced me. But other than that, like I'm one of the only, like, especially in my immediate family, no one else is really like into music. So
Wow.
yeah.
that's I mean, for someone that has such like a unique sound, that's interesting to hear, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
So when you're writing music, what aspect do you write from? Because within jazz, right, it's definitely storytelling, but you also have the neo soul aspect to it, and with the neo soul aspect, there's a lot of love, maybe some heartache a little bit. So
A little bit of forget that, brother. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
So
Forget that, dude.
where exactly do you derive your lyrical content from? Like, is it stories of other people? Is it stories of Martha? Is it stories?
Both.
Okay.
But most of the time, like me, like most of the time, just like life experiences, or even if I haven't experienced something, like it's like an emotion that I've had, or like, damn, like what if like this happened to me? Like, how would I feel? And then like write about that, or like I don't know, write about like fucked up shit that happens to me too.
Okay.
So like,
It has begun. It has started.
Well, let me ask you this, right? So I was talking to someone. They might be in this room, they may not be.
Maybe.
But
He
we
may
were having
or
this
not
this discussion, and I'm curious your take on it. So let's say, for example, you find a nice, suitable young man who is prepared to propose to you, right?
oh, okay,
Let's
there.
say he's ready to propose to you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But instead of him giving you a ring, he says, I will give you a business that's already started up. That's, kind of, it's just a matter of us continuing it. But his form of proposing to you, instead of giving you an actual ring, he's giving you a business.
Do I get to know what kind of business it is?
Let's say it's a profitable small business. Let's say it's a profitable vegan restaurant.
Okay.
Is that acceptable? And if you did that and you didn't like it, would you write it in a song?
That's like really specific. Like that's something I would never have thought about. Like, I don't know. It depends on like if I like him enough. Like, I guess
So there is a situation in which you'd be okay with it.
So there's a situation.
possibly,
Okay.
but it's like I don't know. First of all, I'm not vegan, so that'd be weird. And then secondly, I don't know. I'm not like really pressed for a ring. Like I really couldn't give less of a fuck if you give me a ring or not. But it's more like.
Ah!
Oh
man.
Like, but it's more like how much I like that person. Like marriage is like really.
Serious.
Yeah, that's intense.
I don't know if she can hear my heart throbbing right now. She talking about she not worried about no ring.
So you don't need a ring?
Bruh, that's a first, bruh. Woo.
Yeah, bro. She said that she don't really care about a ring like that.
I mean, it's cool, I guess. But
I think I'm in love.
And that's exactly what I was trying to say.
No. Okay. Give niggas let them slide and they start ice skating.
Right, you right. We having a mini huddle over here. We like, all right, bruh, how can we, yeah. But so like, okay, so you said, I guess I don't know. Committee might have questions too. Right?
Yeah.
But so like, okay, you said that pre-pod we was talking, and you said you've been singing now for like what, a little bit over a year, almost like 2 years.
No, I don't want people
Okay.
to think I just
Okay.
started singing. So
Okay,
I've
okay.
been singing since I could talk. Like I've been singing all my life, but I've only been like out here like that for like maybe a year and a half, like writing my own stuff and like performing and like taking it more seriously for like a little bit over a year at this point. So yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask like, what got you like started? Like, what got you into it? Especially with you saying, like in your family there wasn't a lot of any other singers or musicians and stuff. So like, what made you just get up and say, this is what I want to do?
Honestly, I was working. Like I had finished school. I graduated in 2015 from St. Mary's, and I was like working this job that I really hated, and I was like super immersed in like my career.
What job was that?
I was a credit analyst at this mortgage banking firm.
Did you study business in school?
No.
Oh, wow.
But
She just finessed her way in.
Kinda. Yeah.
That's what
So
it sounded like, yeah.
I don't know. I was competent, so I guess that helped. But so I was doing that, and I was like super like immersed in what I was doing, and I was studying to, you know, like I took my LSAT, and I was getting ready to go to law school, and I was like, I don't know. I just got to a point where I was like depressed because I wasn't really like doing what I like wanted to do.
Now, did the job, was it the job or preparing for the LSAT that caused the depression?
I was about to say
Nah, like I think it was just like not even one specific thing. It was just like, dang, like I'm really like doing this shit like as if this is what I want to do with my life, and like
you didn't feel
I know,
fulfilled.
yeah, like I just didn't feel fulfilled. I felt like super empty, and I felt like, oh my God, can I see myself doing this 4 years from now? Fuck. No. So like I was like, okay, I can't like I can't do this and then expect to feel fulfilled like 5-10 years from now. And like if I'm gonna do this, then I might as well first try to start like writing songs. And so I started, and you know that like I started, and I don't know. I mean, I didn't think I was great, but like other people seemed to enjoy like the little things I would come up with. So I was like, okay, let me just keep doing this shit. So I like, so I did. And
so when you say little things you come up with, so like were you like writing songs,
yeah,
singing
so
at shows? Like what were you doing?
Nah, I was singing at shows. I had started, but no, I was playing. So I bought this like dusty little like trash ass keyboard, and like I still have it, by the way, like, but I would just start like playing out like chords that I really liked, and then like start writing to it, and then I would post it like on Instagram. I would like videotape myself and post it on Instagram, like the things that I would write, and like those are like some of the videos that you've seen, and and like
it's fire.
Thanks. But I mean that like it took practice to get better, obviously, but like, you know, people seemed to like those, and they started like circulating, and people would like share it, and you know, like even like how you said you found me, like it was like through a person, another person like shared my thing, and then you saw it, and then like you like
it was like, so, okay, like, she's African, they're African, like let's all let's all be African, you know what I'm saying? Like let's promote each other.
Yeah.
That's dope though. Like I don't know, I felt like listening to some of those little videos when you were on the piano and you were just like singing, and I know exactly why he asked your inspiration for your songs, because it seemed so authentic, you know what I mean? Like what you were saying and whatever. And it just like, I don't know, it was just dope, man. I was like, is she freestyling? Like, is it, you know, did this happen yesterday? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of, I like, so like those little videos in front of the keys, like they're never like things that I wrote like, you know, like a week in advance. Like it's like I literally wrote it right there, like while I was sitting, and then I was like whatever, like on, and then that's like dope. Yeah. So
social media age, man.
So in terms of
how's the support from the Ethiopian community?
I don't know. Like actually I mean they're cool, I guess, but
hey, be real. You know
no,
what I'm
but like I mean obviously I wish it was more, you know what I mean? Because like that's where I'm from and that's where I rep, but I understand that I don't make that kind of music, so like my fan base isn't gonna be like primarily in that you know that demographic. So like,
but I feel like they would support, because I see a lot of like the Habesha networks, like a lot of the time they like share and promote other Ethiopians that are doing something.
Yeah.
So that kind of strikes me as odd a little.
Well, she did mention to me off pod before we started recording that she really hasn't been out there like that, so she's just really not familiar with a lot of things that may be happening,
especially in the area or whatever, in terms of
definitely
like
not in area.
So I kind of wanted to ask about that. So what made you so recluse?
I don't know, because I'm shy. I don't know, like I'm introverted.
You think you're shy? Really?
Well, no, like I'm
I don't think so.
I'm introverted. Like, I don't know. People exhaust me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you feel exhausted yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
You're doing good. You're doing
I will
good.
make sure you get to that.
Thank
fast.
you. Thanks. No, yeah, like, I don't know. I guess I'm an introvert, and I get my energy from being by myself and like being like super I've always been like that, like just being super reflective, and like even as a kid, like I was super like shy. If you would have, like, I never was able to like sing in front of people when I was younger. Like that was a joke. Like I couldn't do it. So like I don't know, if you just like think about that, like I'm shy, and like I'm just like coming into like myself as a person, like I don't know, I just like I feel like I didn't at first, it was like I didn't really have the confidence to like be out here like that, and then once I did, I'm just like, man, people, I don't know.
So I guess I'm asking that because
I got hella questions
there's an aspect, because you know it's clear as day that you went to school, of course. Yeah,
It's not the same man.
Yeah.
Why is it clear as day?
Just because of how
it's very clear.
Just because of how.
Dang.
You present yourself as a. Don't take this the wrong way, but you present yourself like as a serious, studious student. Like you weren't like fun.
I mean, yeah, my parents would have beat my ass.
so that's I'm just saying. That's the vibe I'm just getting.
Yeah.
So now with college, right? Where'd you go to?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. So I'm not exactly sure what the environment is like that, but I'm assuming that's like on the far end of Maryland, right? So it's kind of like it's probably
in the middle of
nowhere. Okay.
Just like Frog.
So you know, usually when you're that far away in the middle of nowhere, a lot of people within that attend the school are kind of like a little bit
weird.
Well, rah, I would say, you know, very they like to act out of character. They wouldn't behave that way if they were back home.
Yeah.
So in school, you know, because people exhaust you, how did you, you know, maneuver around that?
So if I'm being perfectly honest, like I hated it, like, but it was like towards the end that I like really started to enjoy it. Like I found like, you know, lifelong friends, and like I was getting
like senior year, you made friends?
No, like
Macha, tell us the truth.
No, I mean I had friends the whole time, but it was like maybe towards like senior year where
you really got your footing.
I was like, okay, wait, no, these are my dogs. Like these are my niggas.
I mean, did you perform like
no,
over mics?
No. I mean, yeah, no, I wasn't singing like that in college. No, but. I forgot, what was the question?
I was just trying to figure out, as you
being so introverted,
how did you, when people exhaust you, how did that work?
So I would leave. So I have my, no, deadass. Like I had a trifling ex, and he went to a different school, and I would find ways to like bum rides off people when they like would leave school, because I didn't have a car in college or anything, and I was far. And I would like leave school and just go like be with him, and outside of that, like
that
like
makes sense. There's always people. There's always people. Yeah. They did like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then like Thursday they go.
Yeah, like that was actually probably like very similar to my schedule. Like my classes would be like
in the beginning of the week.
Yeah, and then like I think like Thursday, Friday, like
we chilling.
Yeah.
I see.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's real interesting.
Is it okay if we talk about heartbreak a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, I mean, you mentioned trifling, and he's an ex. So, has he inspired any?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Like so many songs. Yeah, a lot.
This might sound like a crazy question. This might sound like a crazy question, right? But do you have a favorite ex song that you've written so far?
Yeah, but like none that you would know.
Okay.
Because I haven't dropped them yet.
Okay.
You gonna drop them on IG or something?
No, I'm gonna drop them like in real life, not on IG.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry for being a faithful
follower. The next song,
you know what I'm saying?
The next song that I'm gonna drop is like about that.
Okay. So within the music industry, it's always said that, you know, heartbreak usually makes the when an artist is heartbroken, that's when they're usually at their best. Do you agree?
Maybe for some people, but for me, that's just false.
Okay.
Like, I'm not able to write about a situation until I'm over it. And, like, it's behind me and I'm chilling again. Like,
so, like, they usually when I said that statement, they usually use Mary J. Blige as an example. They said that she made her best music,
I guess,
going through her heartbreak with whoever she was dealing with at the time.
Bless her heart. Yeah. You're not gonna, if I'm like really like that distraught and I'm like super depressed, I'm not about to be sitting in the studio and writing a song. Like, yeah, I'm literally gonna be crying somewhere, or like maybe you'll have to peel me off of the sidewalk or something. Like, that's just how I am.
Wow, this is real. That's real rap, bro.
Yeah,
Would you
like, I'm not about to be in nobody's studio writing a song.
Nah, I'm gonna say I'm excited for this new Janae Aiko album coming out. That shit might be fire.
I know, right? Shoot.
Well, I mean, Mitty, she's your Instagram girlfriend, so as you should be excited.
You know, he got photos with him.
You said what?
Nah, the heartbreak is what gives, like, I don't know, to me, I like music that evokes emotion. So, like, when I can hear, like, certain emotions are easier to hear in music. Mm-hmm. Like, if someone's really sad, you can hear that very loud and clear. Mm-hmm. And, like, I guess love you can also hear very loud and clear, but I ain't really trying to hear that stuff right now.
Exactly.
So.
Nor am I, bro.
You know, somebody told me one time that there's something about music, heartbreak music that draws people.
Mm-hmm. It's 8 o'clock.
Whoa, that draws people closer. Like, it gives them some type of, I don't know, companionship in a weird way, where it's just like, damn, somebody else is actually feeling my pain. Because sometimes we get blinded by thinking that we're the only people that go through something. Yeah.
I mean, that's anything that's like painful, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, that's how even like, okay, even if someone's going through some type of like illness, they have like those groups. Like, you can talk to people, they give you strength, whatever. It's the same thing, you know. Because like when you go through something like that, like, you feel alone, you know. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So, for your trifling ex, what was the straw that broke the camel's back for you to?
None. He broke up with me. I mean, well, for like, it just wasn't gonna work. Like, he was gonna move, and I wasn't gonna move with him, and like, we didn't want to do the whole long distance thing. So it was just like. Yeah, it's dead.
There's so much to unpack about this. I wish Dr. Fem was here.
Yeah.
So first of all, okay, you know what? I don't know. All right. First of all, he's trifling, but the trifle had nothing to do with the breakup. It had to do with.
No, it did, but like not the reason for the breakup. It was just like things around it, like that were and like, you know, even after it was over, it wasn't like. He wouldn't leave me alone, so like it was just like really it was a messy breakup, and it was like a lot to deal with at the time for me, like a lot for me.
And I was like, what, 21, 22?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And I was like, my mom was so concerned. I remember, like,
she was like,
oh
talked
my
to your mom
God,
about?
bring out the holy water, like she was so like. Yeah.
So
we don't be telling our parents about situations.
I mean, my family like knew him because.
Oh, okay, one of those situations.
Yeah.
Did they hook you guys up?
Hell no! No.
Okay.
No.
But they knew like his fam and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. Are you in a relationship now?
No.
Okay. Now, do you feel like being in a relationship? Bro. Do you think? Do you think
being in a
single?
Or you single, bro?
Okay.
Is she single? No, but is she single or single?
Don't try to act introverted now.
He said, "Are you single or are you single?"
I'm not sure.
She can be single with a side piece.
Huh?
She needs a summary, bro. He said you could be single.
Are you single with a side piece? A single with a dude on the corner? Single with some dudes in the friend zone?
I don't know. I'm just like right now. I'm just figuring it out. So I'm like single. I don't know.
Now, do you think entertaining someone while you're trying to pursue your career right now?
No, that's a big reason.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you already got to the point, so I just wanted to figure out.
That's a big reason. It's like I'm 25 now, and like, you know, like I'm getting to an age where it's not like I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and like I'm gonna be expected to like.
Oh, you are a spring.
Well, like, but not for music, and like not
I
for.
feel you.
Yeah, and so I kind of have to hurry up now because I wasted like time.
I wouldn't say
You know?
the beauty of music now is that you can't the whole age limit thing is not as deep as it once was. Well, at least
Man, it's that singer King Mitty showed us that like passed away, and he was like, what? King Mitty, he was like 50 when he dropped or something. Some like soul singer.
Yeah, Charles Bradley.
You said Charles Bradley?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was like mad talented dude. Like, I think he was like in his he was like 50 something, and he recently passed away like a couple years ago.
Oh, damn.
And he just started singing.
Yeah. But so like, okay, would you write for people?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, but not anyone like you would know about.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah.
So when it comes to writing for someone else, do they tell you the concept that they're trying to go for? Or
Well, at least in my experience, no, because like usually if they want me to write, like, or if they want my writing, they usually like hear it and be like, "Can I have that?"
Oh, okay.
And it's like that. So
Okay.
I've never like
Reference
literally, like I've never like sat in the studio
With someone.
sat with that person and like picked their brain about how they feel and what they want to convey, and like that might be something really cool that I want to do at some point, but like I just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Okay.
So how do you price that though? Like it's like
I don't know.
that's why she got management.
Okay, next question.
She got management
All
for
right,
that.
so all right, back to what you were saying about the East African community in music.
Yeah.
So I guess like it goes back to like even like how Chef Hiao was saying with what he's doing with food. He's a Travel Channel chef, popping, eat Gorsha. He's in Union Market, popping.
That's lit.
Ethiopian brother. Good
I
friend of ours.
got to go to the restaurant. I haven't been
We
yet.
definitely do. Good friend of ours. He talks about how like his modern take on food. It doesn't quite match. Like Gorsha is like I guess like little bites or something.
That sounds fire. Actually, I want to try that.
See, that's because you're like us. We're more modernized, first generations. You know, like we're more open.
I can see the older generation being like
Exactly. So what he's saying is his big challenge was trying to like put his take on it, but then not even just getting the older generation to accept it, but like getting the older generation like not to hate on it. You know, like it was like a real serious problem.
He was trying to find the balance of not watering it down too much to the point that it's
like too Western.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So
I feel like, do you think that's a similar thing musically, or and do you think that there is any like potential bridge between stylistically, and y'all know music more than me, you know what I'm saying? But stylistically, of any bridge between like what you're doing and then maybe like culturally, you know, like your heritage. Do you think there's any, you know?
I think maybe that would be more applicable if I were making African music, but because I'm making American music, like it's kind of hard to be like, dang, they want me. They're getting mad at me because I'm watering it down. It's like, nah, like I'm all the way. Like this is like all the way.
It's a different.
But I just feel like they can't. It's harder for them to relate to it because like soul and like neo soul and jazz is like very historically rooted in like Black, like African American culture, and that's something that like as Ethiopians we're a little bit removed from that. So. It's a little bit harder for them to like get it. You know what I'm saying? And like that's why I'm like I wish that you know, but that's just what resonates with me, so that's what I make. But like hopefully one day I get to a point where like I have more Ethiopians at my shows and like they love my stuff. But like right now it's a lot of American, like white Americans or Black people, like African Americans, like. I don't know, like other people.
No, somebody call up my man Thunder and Lightning, man. Uptown Lion Walking. Call up my guy Ross, bro.
Nabiu has the whole Habesha community at his shows. I'm like, I'm so jealous. Like,
Ross,
teach me your ways. Like, I
don't know how.
I need to know.
But see, like, and that's the thing. Like, his music is so different. Like, I don't even know if he has like a specific category per se.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, like his tracks vary or whatever.
He's fire, yeah.
Yeah, oh, he's fire. That's my
So,
guy, yo. Make sure you tag him.
yeah.
We're talking right now. Hey, Roz. Show love, bro. My guy.
So let's talk about the Fillmore.
Oh, yeah.
March, was it February 7th?
Yeah.
February 7th.
yeah.
You had Foon Show on the bill and
Eddie Vance.
Evans. How does one
We really wanted to make it
get yeah, but we had I think we had an event that day. But how does one get the Fillmore and pull off what you pulled off?
Just by knowing cool people, like
She is such an interesting.
no, literally, like by knowing cool people, like Nature Boy. I was working with him for a little bit, and he is really connected with Live Nation.
Okay.
And so Live Nation, like I've done a show in conjunction with Live Nation before as like an opener for this girl named Victory Boyd. She is signed to Jay-Z Rock Nation. So I opened for her, and like, I don't know what just happened, but anyway, like,
I think you're better about it that.
okay, well, anyway, yeah, I opened for her, and like we sold it out, like, and it was, you know, like sold out like that, and it was like our crowd, so they were like, oh, okay, lit, like, want to do a show at the Fillmore, and then I was like, okay.
Was that your first like major big venue or
the Fillmore?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least of that like capacity,
of that capacity,
and also like my very own show. Like I've opened for like bigger acts before, but like that was like my first show at a venue like that size, and like especially for somebody like me, like I don't have a lot of music out yet, and I've only been doing this for like a year and a half, like almost. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was just like, oh shit, like this is like.
Did it make you emotional? Like on stage? Like
no. I wasn't emotional on stage. I was chilling on stage, but like when I got off, I was like, fuck, that was intense. I definitely had to like, I ran off and I said a prayer.
Oh my God!
And I said a prayer, but yeah, that was.
So how did you meet Foon Show and Evans?
Foon Show is
Eddie, how did I meet Eddie? I think he had heard about me before, and like I DM'd him on Instagram because I saw like my friend Mustafa, who's a producer. He like sent me one of Eddie's videos, and like Eddie was like literally just rapping on Instagram, and he's fire. And yeah, I was just like, yo, like you're fire, like we should like work or whatever. And he was like, you're fire, like da da da, and you're like, okay, cool. And then so it took a second, but like eventually like we did some music together, and like we actually have a song out together. It's called Off the Plate. Go find it. But yeah, like that's how we met, and like we've like made some songs together. Like we like kind of run in the same like musical
circles,
like same musical circles, and like that's been cool. And then Foon Show, I think Foon Show actually reached out to me. It was like a little bit before he went on, or The Voice started airing, like right before, and he was just like, yo, like I don't know how he came across my stuff, but he was like you're super talented, like I like your writing, like blah blah blah, and I was like, thanks, like can't wait to meet you, like da da da. And then sure enough, like I met him later, like he opened at a show that I like headlined one time, and like yeah, that's how I met him. And then I saw him a couple more times, and then I was just like, yo, you wanna like do the Fillmore? And he was, yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. It was just like people I know, like homies, like I don't know.
So when you okay, before I ask that, do you grade yourself hard whether it comes to performance or like whether you're in the studio? Damn, I didn't do that right. I gotta redo the whole thing.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Even for all your performances.
Hell yeah. I'm like, I mean, literally, like, you can ask my band, like, you can ask any of the producers I've worked with, like, any of the other acts, they're like, bruh, like, shut up. But, like, I'm always like, you guys, I suck, like.
That's introverted people, man.
Yeah.
They're very self-aware because they be in their own head. You know, they just be calculating,
So when exactly did you get comfortable with your voice and your capabilities?
I still feel like I'm getting comfortable with it.
Okay.
Yeah, like every day. Like I feel like I have to convince myself, like, bruh, it's fine, chill. It's fine. Like every time I do something. So I don't know. And then once I do it, like I'm like, all right, yeah, like this is lit. Like let's go. And then it's over, and then I have to do it all over again.
So it's funny, yo. She's in such a subtle way.
Is making music
King Mitty sound
full
like
time?
Henry, bro.
Wait, what was the question?
Is making music full time?
No, I wish. Hopefully at some point soon.
So you have a
Still gotta do the hustle.
Yeah.
So you have a 9 to 5
right
life
now.
that stresses you a little bit.
For sure.
King Mitty a full-time videographer now, bro. You know?
I'm trying to be like King Mitty,
Nah.
minus the videography.
Nah.
King Mitty out in LA, getting his passions out, bro. You know?
I still have a 9 to 5. Shoot, don't be fooled.
I try to play it up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta let him know we Africans in IT like usual. Come on, man.
So, what you in undergrad did you study pre-law or?
No, English and economics.
Oh, English and economics. Wow. That's an interesting combination.
Hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So,
It really is.
how did because you mentioned that you were studying for the LSAT. How did that correlate? It just
I took it. What do you mean?
like
correlate?
because usually if you study English, you would probably go the path of a teacher.
No.
A lot of people go English and
then go to law.
Yeah, it helps them too because
I didn't know that.
4.0s. Like the LSAT is like a real. Well, even studying law, it's like a lot of reading, a lot of writing, like you know.
Facts.
I see. Sorry.
And
No,
you could study law and society or whatever. I mean, it's possible, but there's different paths to it. Yeah. But either way, it wasn't fulfilling her. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
My time was like, I'm not about this. I am over this.
Based on what you said. So last week we were talking about the whole. We didn't really get to go super deep into it, but we were talking about the whole college scam.
Oh yeah, that was some wild shit.
How do you?
That's the stuff they blame on us.
How do you?
That's what they blame on us all the time.
How do you feel about it before we even get to like a real discussion on it?
I mean, like on the most basic, like surface level, I just feel like, dang, like y'all are mad dumb. Like y'all, if you were really that pressed to pay for some shit, like you couldn't pay for a tutor.
That's exactly
to like help
that amount of money.
I don't know, like you were just. The
you
thing
could
is,
pay
like,
Albert
you are
Einstein.
lazy and dumb. Like that's the worst part. Like you're
That's the
lazy
point.
and like dumb and rich.
Albert
and
Einstein's grandson could have came and taught your child. Like really.
I'm just saying, like they could have. I mean, I don't know. They could have made a donation to the school, like something. Like
You can do a lot of stuff. Like
there's just other ways.
for that money, like bruh, you could get so much return for that amount of money. That's
$500,000 is a lot to gain admission to not an Ivy League school.
The investments you can make. The thing, like talk about. Go ahead, bro.
Now I was gonna say, with that amount of money they were putting in, you could have just started a business for your kid.
I was actually
right. Like with that amount of money, why the fuck is college necessary? If I have $500,000, I'm not going to fucking college.
I think,
if you ask me,
I think based off of them too, is more of a continuing legacy for the last name to say
Get out of here with that nonsense.
I'm just saying.
Your business is a better legacy.
If you have the last name Massimo, are you really worried about?
Thank you.
That's a fact.
Like,
I give it to you.
Are you really
I give it
pressed
to you.
about a USC degree?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Like I'm not. Not with $500,000 and my last name is Massimo.
Like,
and I'm a white woman in America.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like superstar sound engineer, our brother Eladio right here was saying, like he's talking about offering a business to someone instead of a wedding ring or whatever. But like, yo, $500,000?
Yeah, good night.
What you can give your children with that?
So
instead of cheating,
invest it. It's nothing.
So
else.
last week I was saying that okay, based off of, people say that whatever they can do to get their child ahead, they will do. That was their example, right? But when I sat back on it and thought about it a little bit, I was like, I think these parents are kind of negligent.
Facts.
And I'm saying they're negligent off the fact that some kids, academics is a lot difficult for them. It's either, it's hard to either comprehend, but they probably never did something academic-wise that you saw something, right? But there could have been a trade that they picked up. Like, for example...
you could have literally been an Instagram model. Like, you could have literally, like... No, you could. The daughter...
I think one of the kids...
Yeah,
one of the kids was an Instagram.
One of the kids is like an Instagram model.
Even better. So my thing is, if they modeling... I'm pretty sure you can use that $500 to invest in whatever to or help them create their own modeling agency.
I would have invested it in my tummy teas or whatever, like it needed to be. Because it's like there's literally no point. Like now you not only like ruined your chances of ever going to school, like if that's something that you ever wanted to do, and then like just tarnished. I mean, it's not like it's the kids' fault, but like the parents like tarnish their reputations. Like they have no integrity. Like nobody's hiring Lori Loughlin anymore. Like fuck that Full House shit.
That's Becky.
Yeah, Becky. Becky Katsopoulos or whatever the fuck her name was.
Becky Katsopoulos is a loser.
You sound like you hate her.
No, I'm just saying, like, bruh, like with that much money. Like, that kind of stuff pisses me off. I'm just like,
yeah, because that's made money, man.
Do better.
Like,
do better.
Yeah, that's made money, man. That's crazy, bro.
Well,
yeah.
Martha, we're about to round up very soon.
Okay.
I wish.
But it's unfortunate because we're enjoying our time with you.
Yeah, man. I would say that I didn't expect this to be your energy.
Damn.
Listen.
Do I look dry?
No, in a good way. In a good way, though. I'm saying, no, you're like really down to earth. You're chill. Like it's whatever. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
Yeah.
I thought you.
You're very relatable.
To agree with him. I thought you were gonna come in here like super duper professional.
Exactly.
Already premeditated answers to possible questions.
Talking about some. Oh yeah, what are the question lists? Give me A, B, C, D, E.
And the fact that you drank Jameson with this guy is telling enough of how laid back you are.
That's bonding right there.
Hell yeah, we bonded.
So we have a segment on our show called Respect or Not.
Okay.
Where we say a situation, you tell us if you respect it or not, and then you tell us why you respect it or not. So Shaq just joined Papa John's board of directors to help revive the company's image after racist controversy.
I'm done.
Do you respect or not? Okay.
I'm out on this.
So I don't need to explain why.
Yeah.
I respect it, man.
You respect it?
I respect it.
Please do tell.
Let them know why, bro.
We could never be together.
Wow.
That being said, I just want to make it very clear that I don't respect it.
You know what?
No.
I don't respect it. I want to make that multiply clear.
I don't respect it no more.
Next question.
I just want to say once more, I don't respect it. All right. There you go.
Like, nah. But
ahead,
I feel like Shaq, adding someone like, because ultimately it gives us a foot into the door to actually be on the boards to make these changes now. So I can't hate them for like bringing someone known in. Like, imagine if they didn't bring it, it's still going to be the same way. At least it's making room towards change.
No, it doesn't. That's like affirmative action. Like it's like they're basically
window dressing.
I don't know what you mean by that, but like it's literally
I'll explain it, don't worry.
It's like they're literally filling a quota or like trying to like prove a point that they're like a diverse board, and they're not actually putting this guy on board because they give a shit about his opinions. It's more because we need a nigga.
I mean, they could have brought
and Shaq got money. Shaq's a nigga. Let's put Shaq on the board.
They could have brought in Tyrone from the block.
What?
But nah, they brought in someone who has some notoriety. Like Shaq is not just anybody.
You're right, but
Like there's a certain brand
I don't
recognition
see
that
it.
comes with Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, I would say that I don't necessarily I don't respect it, and I would prefer that you allow a sinking ship
Straight up. When it deserves to sink.
just to sink.
But they give it
And
that
then
bag.
once it's sunk enough, you buy it at its lowest, and then you call it your own. I think that would, because being on the board of directors is just a fancy way of saying that you go to meetings every so often to discuss certain things. But being the board of directors doesn't really tell me that you're gonna be on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Doing the work to better
Just
better
so
things.
they can say we have a nigga on board.
And that's what I was just gonna say. Window dressing. What that means is it's not actually. I have to explain it. It's not actually something of substance. It's just like a fake like figurehead to make you seem like you about something that
For sure.
you're not.
Valid.
Okay. Last respect now before we get out of here.
Yeah. You should let us know what you got coming up. Right?
McDonald's is testing out vegan McNuggets. Respect or not?
Wait, they're what? They're what?
McDonald's is
Vegan?
testing out vegan McNuggets.
Respect, I guess. Fuck it, why not?
Respect.
More food
Nah, I don't
options.
respect that.
I would respect it.
I mean, it gotta be better than them fake ass chicken nuggets they got now.
That's probably true.
Hey.
From Pink Goop.
Hey, them
Y'all see
chicken
that?
nuggets kind of hit though. I ain't gonna lie.
Have y'all seen that Pink Goop? That Pink Goop stuff? Y'all never seen?
I've seen that
Pink
before.
goop.
All right. You know what? That's my second reference in a row that
Hey.
no one got but me. So that means I'm
I've
But-
seen it before.
I would
Hey,
thank you. I
That
would
pink goo tastes good.
Lord
That's
Jesus.
disgusting. I would respect it coming from anywhere else but McDonald's. The fact is McDonald's, I can't respect.
I, in a weird way, I don't think it's on brand, so I don't think I'm gonna respect
That's the
it.
point.
That's fair.
Yeah, I can't respect it. I don't think it's on brand.
It's
When I was
off
in-
brand.
No. When I was in business school and they talked about like Twitter marketing,
Ooh,
whatever.
business
and-
school, you lit.
Don't worry, we'll talk off pod. My new friend, we would talk off pod. But like they were telling us like, okay, if people don't think it's authentic, that's when you get trolled. So when McDonald's was talking about like healthy eating, healthy life or whatever, everybody was like, bruh, like
Good
what?
night.
They got cooked on Twitter. Like they had to like shut it off for a little bit, So I feel like this is another thing in the same arena.
Okay. Well, Martha, please let them know what you got coming up, where they can find your music, and maybe an EP, maybe
Next shows upcoming,
So next week I'll be, I believe, is it next week? I don't know. You guys, I have to get my life. But
I mean, you want to do a quick check your.
Well,
your,
she's on live, so.
It's all good.
I can't.
You're right. We
now.
can't
But
pause it.
very soon, at a date I'll announce later, I believe I'm going to be doing a show for like Angie Ange or something. So there's that.
Oh, from 93.9.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have a couple shows coming up in April and May.
All in
First-
DMV or?
Yeah,
Skype?
So Far
Okay.
Sounds.
Oh.
I haven't done one in a while.
No, that'd be
so-
cool. So far is lit.
Yeah, So Far is fun.
That remember?
Yeah.
You DJ this one. You DJ.
And very soon I'll be. Oh, my Won't Stop video is out on YouTube right now, so go watch it. Yeah, it's doing well right now, so just go watch it and share it.
A lot of bright colors going on in that video. A
Yeah,
lot of.
facts.
Did you do all the creative directing for that? Oh.
No, my friend Anuli did.
This is what I'm
She's
saying.
fire.
You see, like how. But anyway.
And then I'm dropping another song and another video very soon. So.
All right.
Tell them to spin it at the next.
I got
Listen.
you, shorty.
You gotta give them your social medias and
Oh,
all
my
that,
socials.
websites, social, everything. Where to find you, where to follow.
At Martha.Afwork, and that's at MarthaAfework. And if you just literally search, I'm the only Martha Afwork that there is. So if you just search my name, you're gonna find me. So
Yes, it's very true, because I found out that, Respect Magazine gave her a shout out when she did the Fillmore show. So.
This guy
yeah.
does his stuff, man. He's
So
serious
yes,
about
if you
this.
do Google her name, you'll definitely see it. Y'all,
Or-
she's dope. Follow her.
Super dope.
Of course, you already know we're gonna use one of her songs as an outro.
Most def.
Please make sure
And
your
many more outros upcoming,
your
too.
management
Look.
doesn't take our pod down.
Your
because of
management is cool though. I worked with management for a little bit. They cool too. But I will say this too: if you want to find her, just slide in my DM because we best friends now. After today, we had Jameson together. You know what I'm saying? Bonding experiences.
yeah, facts.
Mitty, anything else before we
Should
get
have
out
got
of
the
here?
Johnny
Please
Walker,
don't shame
bro.
me.
Huh?
Go ahead, baby.
Y'all should have got the Johnny Walker, man.
Don't worry, bro. Next,
Next,
when
when
in town,
you're
bro,
here and you buy me Johnny Walker, we'll have Johnny Walker.
I don't approve of that.
All right.
Go ahead.
Don't threaten him with a good time. Y'all, we are out of here. We greatly appreciate y'all support. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Africanist Pod. Email us at africanistpodcast@gmail.com. We are out. Thank you for your support. Martha Afwork, Africanist Pod. We out.